Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again with another episode of the Chelsea Career Mode here on Xbox One. We're into episode number 62, and we start today with a game up in the northeast of England away at Sunderland. Now, we actually play both northeast teams away from home in this episode, so the team will actually, miss out on a lot of travelling by being able to stay in a hotel in the northeast. But as you can see, we currently sit second in the table. Ourselves and Arsenal are the only teams to maintain a 100% winning record, although, of course, Liverpool in third are still unbeaten as well, having won 5 and drawn 1. But we were hoping to maintain that 100% winning record today if we possibly could, and we almost got off to a perfect start. Andre Schürrle, with a good effort from distance, had a player on either side of him there, so I felt like I had to take the shot on rather than trying to take a couple of extra paces, and unfortunately it flashed wide of the post. But something that didn't flash wide of the post was that tremendous header from Mabido Diakite. I'm going to show you a couple of replays of that because that really deserves a lot of credit. The header was absolutely perfectly guided into the far post and off the woodwork with just a gorgeous jumping flick with the front of his forehead. Just rose enough above the defender and just gently, deftly flicked it across goal, up and out of the reach of Petr Cech, and we went 1-0 down on the 20th minute. So hoping to get ourselves back in it if we can. Of course, we have been quite counter-attacking this season, so we're perhaps going to try and rely on those skills again today. Eden Hazard finds Luis Muriel, sets up Arturo Vidal, great strike, good save from Manone, and unfortunately Schürrle's follow-up effort it was going wide. It was quite a tight angle to try and get the ball into the back of the net, and unfortunately he tried to put it towards the far post, perhaps try and wrong foot the goalkeeper at the second attempt, but got the angle all wrong and the defender was able to clear it. But we were going to have another option just before half time, and Luis Muriel this time does make sure he gets the ball past the goalkeeper over the top of him. Nice little flick. We've had two flicked goals with this one so far, one with a header from Mabido Diakite and the other one perfect ball through by Eden Hazard, by the way. Great first touch, and perhaps the goalkeeper thought he was going to try and slot it underneath him on the far side with his right foot, and he didn't. With the outside of his left, just dinked it over the top of him. We brought ourselves back level at 1-1. So we headed into the second half hoping to put ourselves in front if we possibly could, but Vito Manone was definitely on form in this one, denying me time and time again. This time it was Marco Reus that wasn't quite able to find the back of the net, so I made a couple of changes. Reus and Schürrle were the two men to leave the field, and Atsu and Oscar, I think. No, Atsu and Remy were the two people to come onto the pitch. I actually dropped Luis Muriel from striker to cam to sit behind him, but a hefty challenge there led to this particular passage of play. Eden Hazard again is going to find a gorgeous ball through to Luis Muriel, who brings it down well, and again a tremendous one-handed leap from Vito Manone makes the difference for Sunderland at the back, and he keeps Luis Muriel out for a second time in the game. And we almost let things slip right at the end. Tuchilio here twice tries to clear it and fails, and of all players to try and score the winner, it's Leroy Fer, of course, formerly of Chelsea FC. We sold him this past summer, and he almost made us pay there with a header that just flashed past the far post. And fortunately, I guess in the end, we were able to come out with our unbeaten record intact. We take a point away from Sunderland, but we were hoping to take all three, if we possibly could, from the second game in the northeast, which was, of course, away against Newcastle. Now, we've got Loic Remy starting up top this time. Lucas Piazzon is into the starting lineup as well. A couple of rotation players in there. Of course, we've brought back Jerome Boateng from the injury table. He's now starting this game against Newcastle, so hopefully we can have a better result overall than we did against Sunderland. As you can see, Arsenal actually lost that game, so we now sit a point ahead of Arsenal, but 3 behind Liverpool. But of course, they have played a game extra. So if we can win here and our goal difference remains superior, we will go back to the top of the table. But we actually got off to quite a poor start here. It was Jerome Boateng showing he was a little bit rusty. The ball came into the box. I think it was Ben Arthur or Vukcic in the box, and Boateng, it's just a poorly timed challenge. You'll see from the replay, he's behind him, it is Vukcic. It just goes for the ball through the man. He has absolutely no right and no ability to be able to get the ball there, and he just pushes the man onto the floor, and it is a penalty. So Hatem Ben Arfa is going to step up on the half-hour mark, almost exactly to the second, and we'll have to wait and see what he's going to do. He kind of delayed with the run-up, which put me off a little bit, and in the end he went straight down the middle, and there was no way I was going to be able to read that after taking such a long time to take the penalty itself, and unfortunately we went 1-0 down. So we had to try and build ourselves back up in the latter stages of the first half. It was a bit of a slow half, to be fair. As you can see, this is only the second highlight we're heading into first half stoppage time. And unfortunately, that save from Tim Krul didn't quite fall kindly enough for the man just waiting next to him, and the defender was able to acrobatically clear it. And we're actually going to have one more chance before the first half was out. Luka Modric inside the area here takes a deflection off the defender's foot, almost snuck in the bottom corner, but unfortunately for us, it just bounced and looped wide of the far post. We're headed into the second half, trying to step things up, trying to come from behind exactly like we did against Sunderland. Lucas Piazza with just a beautiful turn there to get inside. Decent shot, well saved again by Tim Krul. Oscar just about shows the strength to hold off Debussy, and the ball's going to get played into Lucas Piazza again, and it's going to be another great showing of wonderful dribbling feet. Steps inside and a tidy little finish, and Lucas Piazza is an absolute god on this game once he starts to develop as a player. I tweeted out basically the exact same thing a couple of days ago when I was recording this, and I'm really enjoying playing with Lucas Piazza now that we're in the third season. He's up to about 80-81 overall. His feet are just absolutely sublime, and there's just no beating him in this team. He and Eden Hazard are on par. In fact, if anything, Lucas Piazza is a more effective player for me than Eden Hazard, so high praise indeed. But we were back at 1-1. Andre Schürrle trying to make the difference here. Unfortunately, he loses out, but finds the ball back at him thanks to Luka Modric, and a fantastic finish. First touch with the outside the left foot, and a first time volley before the ball even hit the floor to put us 2-1 in front with less than 15 minutes to go. Good reverse ball from Modric. You'll see touch with the outside the left foot and a fantastic volley. Really great technique from Andre Schürrle there, and right into the top left hand corner as well. Goalkeeper absolutely no chance. And we were going to have one more chance before the game was out. Literally just 2 or 3 minutes after we scored that second goal, Kwadwo Asamoah plays Loic Remy down the left-hand side. Of course, playing against his former club, was on loan at Newcastle from QPR in the first season. And that wasn't meant to be a shot from Willian. I went to as the keeper came out and I got the turn in, I went to pass it. And I just pressed the wrong button, and it somehow managed to trickle past all of the defenders and the goalkeeper and find its way into the back of the net. So we take a 3-1 win from that one, even though we probably didn't deserve such a big scoreline, but still, we will take it. And that put us in good stead to head into this game against Aston Villa. Now, we're playing a rotation side, as you can see. Courtois Zuma is in there as well. Ashley Cole, Marco Van Ginkel, Kwadwo Asamoah and Alexander Pato start, alongside a few, a smattering of first-team players. But this game was going to be an absolute belter. So much action in this one. It's probably the highest score. Well, it definitely is the highest goal-scoring game of this particular season, but maybe even one of the highest scoring games we've had in the Chelsea series to date throughout all 3 seasons. But we're going to get off to a good start, actually. Eden Hazard gets played in down the left-hand side. Finds Marco Van Ginkel, who's going to find Marco Reus inside of him. And it's a great strike from Marco, actually. That was headed towards the middle of the goal and bent away from the goalkeeper back towards the bottom corner. And there was absolutely nothing that Brad Guzan can do about that. And 8 minutes in, we find ourselves 1-0 up. So it's a good start. But Aston Villa, literally straight from kickoff, came back at me. Eder, the Portuguese striker, making the inroads, and a gorgeous ball through from Hernandez, actually. Really random, wasn't expecting that lob through ball to come from him, and fell to Eder, and he put the ball into the back of the net with aplomb. Really nice rifled finish past Thibaut Courtois, and just 90 seconds after we went 1-0 up, we actually found ourselves pegged back to 1-1. But they were on the attack again here. Hernandez on the ball, and Kurt Zuma puts in a great tackle. We literally switch it from back to front in the blink of an eye. Alexander Pato's going to play through Marco Reus in behind, just got the pace to beat the defender to it, Luna, and then races away. And again, with his own version of a powered rifled finish into the top corner, we find ourselves going 2-1 up, just 18 minutes into the game. So it's been all action so far, and it wasn't about to stop anytime soon. Aston Villa on the attack again, as they were when we were able to get ourselves 2-1 up. Fabian Delph is going to find the ball into Andreas Weimann, and just like Lucas Piazza against Newcastle, it is wonderful feet from the player, fantastic dribbling that absolutely sells the defender. This time it was me being sold rather than me selling the computer, and we find ourselves back at 2-2 in the 32nd minute. So it really was all go in this one. Just before half time, we're going to get another highlight. The corner comes out from Danilo, and I was expecting their man to take a touch there on the edge of the box, so I went to slide tackle him, thinking he'd just take a touch forward, and he didn't touch it. He just ran over the ball and then dived over the top of Danilo. Not the best of replays, but you can see the aggression on Danilo's face there from the replay. Really determined challenge, but the attacker just didn't take a touch of the ball. So Danilo got nowhere near it, and they picked up a penalty because their man just flew straight over the top of the Brazilian right back. And unfortunately, Gary Gardner's going to get the chance to put Aston Villa 3-2 in front from the penalty spot just before half time, and he absolutely wastes the opportunity, spoons it wide. We head into the second half on level terms, perhaps lucky to find ourselves not behind as we headed into the just after the hour mark, and unfortunately fell to Marco Reus there, sweats up Kwadwo Asamoah, and unfortunately hits the post, but fortunately on the other side of the coin it falls straight to Alexander Pato, who is able to side foot it into the back of the net, and we find ourselves 3-2 up. So this time, can we hold on to the lead? We'll have to wait and see. Silla is on the ball, Aston Villa on the attack, maintaining possession quite well. Gary Gardner plays a ball over the top, looking for Morgan Schneidlin. Darren Bent beats the man to the ball, not really too sure what sort of challenge that was from Mangala, and unfortunately actually it was Kurt Zuma I think actually with that challenge, but still Darren Bent does really well to compose himself after the flying challenge and put the ball into the back of the net, and we weren't able to maintain the lead. We got pegged back again to 3-3, so Marco Reus tracking back wins the first tackle, ball into Alexander Pato. Again, superb feat from an attacking player to move the ball from right foot to left foot, to play the ball around the defender into Marco Reus, picks up his hat trick to round the game out 4-3, and this time we are going to maintain that lead and pick up all 3 points. And again, just a replay there, the great feat from Alex Pato. Tidy little finish. This time the attacker went around the goalkeeper rather than dinking it over him, a la Luis Muriel in the Sunderland game, and we get all 3 points. So 7 points from this one out of a possible 9 does see us move to the top of the table. Ourselves and Liverpool still remain unbeaten. Liverpool do have a game in hand though, so if they win that, then they will go back level on points with us, probably behind us on goal difference unless they win by 4 goals or more. We still have the third best defence in the league rather, Arsenal and Liverpool having conceded 5 and 6 respectively, but still we're in a good position to head into the rest of the week with this series, and of course there'll be another episode tomorrow as per usual. There will in fact be a second episode of the Mission Maracana Road to Glory and the World Cup Ultimate Team add-on, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already to make sure that you don't miss out on that episode. There's a link on the screen on the left hand side if you aren't subscribed already, or a link in the description. There will be links in the description as well to my Twitter and to my Instagram if you want to follow me on either of those social platforms, and feel free to check the description for a schedule so that you know what I upload and when I upload it. And if you missed the previous episode of this series, then there's a link to it on the right hand side of your screen as well. But that's going to bring this one to a close, guys. Apologies for the rather awkward commentary today. I kind of can't really seem to put sentences together. There's a few jump cuts in there, but still we're going to round this one out before I have to do another one. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.